Hi, this is Dimitris Bronovsky, the Curious Tanguero. My goal is to bring more people to tango and more tango to people. I hope you'll find this episode useful and that you'll share it with your friends just like I'm sharing it with you. Today we will discuss the missing tango embrace tip that I didn't hear for 10 years. I love breathing in sync with my partner, and if it's during a plié de tanda, that's even better. It feels incredible when you are with the right person. But breathing is not just a connection tool, as you may know. It is also a leading tool. And this is something most people know as well. But there's a fine point that I didn't hear about for over a decade of classes. A fine point that made my embrace a true embrace and allowed me to create a feeling that some followers described as being home or being safe, and I want to be here. Before I explain, here's a bit of a backstory and a technique reminder to make sure we are on the same page. So, advanced leading is 100% related to preparing yourself and your partner properly before you take a step. This is why most teachers will tell you that before going to the left, you need to do a small movement of your upper body toward the right or of your weight towards the right? Like a small semicircle. Same thing when you want to go backward for the follower. You go a bit back with your upper body and hips, and this circular movement prepares the follower for the step to come. Good so far? So, if you're not aware of this, circular preparation, ask your teachers. It will be extremely helpful to your dance. Now, I was aware of this, but this idea of taking my body a couple of centimeters backward, it didn't sit so well with me. And sometimes I was feeling out of balance. Sometimes I was feeling it takes time that I didn't have in, faster songs. Sometimes it was confusing to inexperienced dancers who thought they should step toward the wrong direction. Sometimes. So often I was taking a deep breath in to let them know that a movement is coming. And if the movement was going to be big, I found out that taking a deeper breath helped. But when I wanted to step forward, so backward for the leader, I was feeling my chest expanding forward during the deep breath. As discussed above, this goes kind of against the circular preparation, according to which I should move a bit backwards first. So I tried a few solutions. The first was to overcompensate with my body's movement. I took my body further back to compensate for the expansion of the chest. It worked okay, but it took more effort. I was looking for an effortless dance. So the second solution was to direct the air to my belly instead of my chest. I am thin, so I had the space to expand my belly, and this way I was not influencing the chest. This way I didn't have to compensate with more backward movement of my body. It worked, but it didn't create the breathing connection that I enjoyed with my partners. Then the solution came during one online class, and it was brilliantly simple. So let's try together, shall we? I want you to sit straight and put your hand on your chest, both hands on your chest, and take a deep breath. Feel the chest expanding. Now, try to take another breath, but don't let your hand move forward. Instead, bring the air to your back. Feel your back expanding backwards. If you do it correctly, you might even feel that your embrace becomes more circular. You might notice that you're creating a bit of space in the middle of your chest. You're managing to stay in contact in place with your partner while creating with your back the circularity to prepare her for the next step. You create an embrace that offers space and also connection. If you didn't realize why this is extremely important, don't worry, I didn't either. That is until I received the following advice from Raluca Aldea, a tango teacher from Romania. I asked her to describe her understanding of the embrace, and here's what she told me. The common understanding is that you need to offer your chest and your axis to your partner when you embrace. But instead, as the name of it suggests, you need to create space between your arms for your partner's body to fill in. The arms need to open from the middle of the back like wings towards your partner, thus creating this beautiful cozy void at your chest that now becomes concave. It sounds like taking, not offering. But as contradictory as it sounds, creating and offering safe space between your arms to receive your partner's body at your chest is the best you can give to him or her, just like in real life. That's what she told me. And I will share a bit more of Aldea's advice below, but let's pause here and understand the above description. When you breathe with your back, you notice that your arms do open from the middle of the back, like wings towards your partner. And you will notice that, that little cozy void at your chest. This is the place for your partner's body to fill in. This is home. Please, know that I'm not bragging when I say the following. Teachers have told me that they heard from their students about my embrace. Followers have told me that my embrace feels like home. Somebody actually gave me the nickname El Peluche, which means the teddy bear. And it is not because of my fluffy belly. I mean, I have done more than 796 workouts in 896 days at the time of creating this the text for this episode. So I have a six-pack, well, not a great one, but a good one, and a body that can be considered, kind of hard and muscular. So I try to keep my body fat under 15%, so there's not so much soft material there. So for years, I thought that the reason I knew how to embrace was because my mother embraced me a lot when I was a child. She was telling me that you cannot give love if you haven't received love as a child. But I didn't know how I was creating this embrace. Creating a cozy void at my chest is the best description I ever heard of my embrace. And if you can do that, it can change the dancing experience of your partners. Now, am I able to create that embrace with every partner that I dance with? Absolutely not. Often, this is because I do something wrong. Other times, it might be because there are partners that simply don't know how to occupy that space. Others that keep me, without realizing, in distance with their close part of the embrace. Some that have a significant height difference that does not allow for that space to be filled. But knowing where to focus on allows me to take decisions for the trajectory of my dance development. I learned with many teachers, but I try to only include in my dance the technique that allows me to improve that void. Having said that, here's what else I learned from Raluca about the embrace. I quote, "This wonderful sensation of feeling each other's arm spaces with each other's bodies needs to be completed by a clear and firm connection of the palms with the palm of my partner and with his or her body. By firm, I don't mean using force, but instead using presence and using our refined sensations. I recommend to my students to imagine that their palm becomes part of the partner's flesh, and not that he or she pushes onto their partner's hand or body. By using this recommendation to avoid activating their arm muscles, but to only connect their palms as if they were suction cups. This way, the connection is realized and the sensations in the embrace are safe, relaxed, comfortable, stable, equilibrium, coziness, efficiency, welcoming, circularity, etc." End of quote. Now, if you ever get a chance to take a private class with Raluca, I would 100% recommend it. All right? So, okay, that was a long episode. I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed creating it. If you enjoyed what you learned in this episode, please don't keep it to yourself. The best thing you can do is to share it with your friends. That's what social media and messaging apps are for. You'll be helping me, and you'll be helping them. The second best thing you can do is to visit thecurioustanguero.com/Argentine Tango. There you're going to find a list of free and paid resources to help you improve and enjoy your tango. I'm updating the website often with new stuff, so make sure to revisit it every once in a while. thecurioustanguero.com/Argentine Tango. Thank you for listening. Share it with your friends.